the fact that he literally just walked out, climbed a fence without any real plan, to me is so troubling.
A cold-blooded teen killer who escaped an Ohio prison but was luckily recaptured, now reopening so many old wounds. Hello everyone, I'm Susan Solney in Washington. TJ Lane shot and killed 3 of his classmates at Chardon High School in 2012. He famously showed no remorse during the trial and even taunted his victims' families wearing a shirt in court with the word killer. And last night he escaped the Allen Oakwood Correctional Facility in Lima, Ohio, before being recaptured just a few hundred yards away 5 hours later. Lane and 2 other inmates apparently just had to climb over the fence to escape. For more on this bizarre escape and recapture, I want to bring in former FBI investigator and ABC News analyst Brad Garrett. Hi, Brad.
Hey, Susan.
How shocking is it that someone like TJ Lane could escape prison so easily?
Well, what's interesting about prison escapes is that, think about this, if you are an inmate and are so inclined to try to leave, every waking hour is looking for vulnerabilities in the prison you are located. For example, is there a dead spot on that fence? Is there a time when they change the guards and no one is watching? So maybe you have 90 seconds or 2 minutes to get over the fence. Are there dead spots or hidden spots within the prison? You know, we've heard all different types of prison escapes over the years. Going over the wall is really not that unique. It's really sort of the timing. But clearly, he and 2 others were able to escape. So obviously, this particular correctional facility is going to have to go back and look at what's going on at that particular spot in their fence.
Right. So what do you think is next for the prison? What changes do they have to make?
Well, you're going to have to, one of the keys with prisons, obviously, is complete coverage all the time, whether it's by a live correctional officer or a camera. So if, in fact, there was a dead spot on that fence for maybe even a brief period of time where there were no correctional officers available or had eyes on, that's one possibility. The other issue in prisons, Susan, I'll tell you, is that they suffer budget problems like everyone else. They cut back sometimes on the number of guards on duty. Did they have enough guards at that particular point? Who knows? Because inmates can distract or disrupt guards fairly easily. So if he had planned this, maybe he even had some sort of diversion to give himself a few extra minutes. Who knows? It's all of those things. You really have to do a detailed internal investigation and tick-tock a timeline as to what happened from the time TJ disappeared until he was ultimately captured, which sounds like it was maybe 3 or 4 hours later.
Right. Now, do you think someone like TJ Lane, who committed a violent crime, should be in a correctional facility like the one he was in, or should he be in a maximum security facility?
Well, what we don't know is where he is housed, or was he held there for whatever reason. Inmates get moved around for disciplinary reasons and just for admin reasons because of prison population crowding. So that would be one question as to, was that a permanent facility? If in fact it was, then the Ohio Department of Corrections are really going to have to look at, you know, what are we doing holding a guy even temporarily in this facility that's serving multiple life terms?
And Ian Friedman, TJ Lane's defense attorney during his trial, was asked about him being imprisoned relatively close to where the shooting happened. Let's listen to that clip.
I think I just had general concern for anyone, again, that he may have come into contact with. So it really was very broad. We had no idea where he was. Was he still in Ohio, or was he on his way out of state? And not wanting to go back to prison to live out a life sentence, to me it was very possible, even probable, that someone was going to get hurt.
So should he be moved to a different state?
Oh, I don't think he should be moved to a different state. He clearly needs to be moved to a different prison. I mean, every state and the feds have security levels for prisons. Obviously, to the top, maximum security, people serving life or capital offense convictions. And then it goes all the way down, obviously, to minor white-collar type crimes. So, yes, they're really going to have to look at, and they're also going to have to look, Susan, as to, do they have an overcrowding problem in Ohio? And was TJ in this facility because of that, despite the fact he's serving life?
And Brad, I want to go back to Ian Friedman, former defense attorney for TJ Lane. He mentioned that TJ could be back in court. Let's listen to that.
The prosecutors now have a big decision. Do they charge him with a felony escape because if they do, he gets another day in court, and I don't think people are going to want that. So there's going to be some legal decisions that need to be made by law enforcement and the prosecuting agency in Allen County.
So, Brad, do you think it's necessary for him to stand trial for trying to escape? Is it wise?
Well, I'm not sure I see the point in it, Susan. I mean, the reality is an escape charge in most states carries 5, maybe 10 years. I mean, he's doing, multiple life sentences. So obviously any sentence he would get is virtually a waste of time based on where he is now. So, do they want to prosecute people to make a statement? Perhaps. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets prosecuted along with the other two, just because they do have to show accountability. If you're going to leave the prison, we're going to charge you. So you may see that.
ABC News crime analyst Brad Garrett, thank you for joining us. That's it for now. Please join us next time. I'm Susan Solney in Washington.